In today's world, you don't need a college degree to obtain a high-paying job. So today, we're covering 7 different careers that you can do without a college degree. Growing up, it was always preached to me, and I would say to also about 95% of my friends, that college is the way to go if you want to be successful. While I do agree that college is a great route to take, it's not for everybody. And whether it's you don't have the financial means to do so, or if you just really don't like the school system, or whatever reason you may have, there is other great alternatives to have a great career outside of college. So we'll be talking about that today. So we'll give you 7 different options that you can use, and these are going to vary from hands-on jobs to jobs that also are in tech. It's going to be something for everybody, so if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Let's go ahead, hop right in. At number 1, we have being a real estate agent, and this is great for people who want to go out and meet new people every day while doing something different, as well as you get to be your own boss and make your own schedule, which is really cool to think about. And in the state of Virginia, the average real estate agent will make $88,000 a year, with the top 10% making over $110,000 a year, which is pretty damn good if you ask me for a job without a college degree. So how do you get started exactly in real estate? Like everything we're going to be talking about in today's video, it is going to require some research on your end on how to get started, but here's the basics on how you can get started within real estate. First things first is you're going to go and hop on to Google and look up your state's individual requirements for how to get started. So typically how this process works is you are going to take a pre-licensing course, and this is typically done through videos or classroom sessions, and they can last different periods of time depending on your individual state. After you've taken your pre-licensing course, is you will actually go in and actually take the licensing exam, and after you pass that, that's when you can activate your license and start reaching out to different brokerages to become a real estate agent. There is some cost involved with becoming a real estate agent, such as the courses itself as well as the exams, but if you go ahead and follow through with it, it's a great career, and almost everyone I know that has pursued and actually became a real estate agent genuinely enjoys what they do. At number 2, we have being a plumber, and being a plumber is a great career for people who want to work with their hands and be really hands-on and learning something new. The average plumber in the US makes about $54,000 a year, but if I'm going to be fully transparent, I think that number is really low, and it really just depends on what you're really doing within plumbing, whether it's residential or commercial, and really the role you take within that. And the reason I say that is because my roommate is actually in the process of becoming a plumber, and he primarily works within the residential space, and all of the licensed full-time plumbers within his company make over 6 figures a year. Not only do I think it's a great career with great benefits, but trades is always one of those things where you'll never have a problem finding work because there's always people that need technicians to go ahead and help them with their plumbing and that sort of thing. So how do you get started within plumbing? Just like real estate, I do recommend that you look up some of the local requirements for your state, but typically how this works is one of 2 ways. Some companies do want you to go through some sort of vocational school just to learn about how drainage systems work, maybe how to weld and just some basics of plumbing, while other companies will pick you up right off the bat and will bring you in as an apprentice and pretty much show you how to be a plumber firsthand. And that's actually what happened to my roommate. Is he called some local companies and they brought him in as an apprentice, and he's just learning how to become a plumber on hand. So pretty much after you've been an apprentice for a period of time and learned all the skills, that's when you can finally become a licensed plumber. And once you're a licensed plumber, that's when you can finally go out and service jobs on your own. Something to keep in mind is that plumbing is pretty physically demanding work, and you will be working indoors and outdoors, so keep that in mind, but it is a great career with great opportunity. Let's go ahead, hop on to number 3. If you have a passion for flying and a passion for travel, this next one's for you, and that is being a commercial airline pilot. That's correct. You can be a commercial pilot without a degree, and the average airline pilot makes about $93,000 a year, with the top 10% making over $200,000 a year. And yes, that is with no degree needed. The first step to becoming a pilot is first by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, but in all seriousness, I would recommend that you actually go ahead and look at some flight schools in your local area, because you have to attend flight school as well as work towards your commercial pilot's license. So you may be slightly limited in all of your options, but there's still a ton of airlines out there that don't require a college degree. At number 5, we have a great career, but you have to be okay with one thing, and that's working with heights. This career pays about $82,000 a year on salary, not including the abundance of overtime pay that you could get, and that's being a lineman. So pretty much what a lineman does is you will be working on power lines, maintaining them, repairing them, installing them, and sometimes be working in hazardous conditions as well as working on 100-foot poles. So that's why you have to be okay with working with heights. There are some basic requirements that you need to have in order to become a lineman, and that is you need to have a high school diploma or a GED, and you do need to have a driver's license. After that, you can go ahead and start looking in your local area for some local apprenticeship programs, and after that, you're well on your way to go ahead and be a lineman. A great video to watch on this is a video by CNBC Millennial Money on Alex Sanchez. He's a lineman, he makes $230,000 a year, and it's really cool to see how he leverages his income to make more money and set himself up for financial freedom. I know we said we already had a number 5, but this is actually number 5, and that is being in sales. And what I'm really referring to is more high ticket sales, and this is very possible for anyone to get into with no degree. And the reason being is because I know multiple people, including my own roommate, who make over 6 figures a year with 0 degree. So the 3 sales that I'm primarily referencing is people that work within tech or a client service-based relationship, those type of sales, or home improvement. And so I'm gonna be giving you primarily the reference of the home improvement. That's actually the one that my roommate is in. And so he sells anywhere from decks, patios, porches to residential homeowners. And so those projects are anywhere from, $10,000 on the low end to $150,000, $200,000 on the higher end. And so you're going to be getting a percentage of those sales. And so how exactly would you even get into something like that? And so sales is really one of those things that is really experience based. So you really have to, you have to get to learn how to actually talk to people, learn how to communicate effectively and persuasively, as well as you just have to really get the experience in. So a lot of the times you'll start out in an appointment setting position. So whether that's, you're taking calls and getting to learn the industry, or your appointment setting for a closer to come in and actually finish the sale. And so that's really how you get started, and there's tons of opportunity out there to go ahead and get started with that. And so after you've earned your stripes for a couple months as an appointment setter, learn how to, get to talk to people, learn how to, frame yourself in the conversation, that's when you really start to step in as a closer and you start to make in, anywhere from that 80K to 6-figure plus range. And really the cool thing about sales is that the more you learn about how to talk to people, the better you actually become as a communicator. Therefore, you become a better closer. And this is something that's super achievable for really anyone, and really the type of sales you want to work into as well. Like if you want to work at home, maybe more remote, tech sales is probably perfect for you. Or if you want to be more, traveling and communicating with people person to person, maybe the home improvement space is better for you. And there's tons of opportunity out there. People are always looking for hungry and motivated individuals to go out and learn how to sell and then sell for them. And it's really just achievable for anyone as long as you're just willing to learn and you commit to it. At number 6, we have cybersecurity, and this is one of my favorites because of 2 things. One is because of the great annual pay, which is $90,000 a year, and the second is just because of the job opportunity and job growth over the next couple of years is absolutely unreal. It's a booming market, and I highly recommend that you do look into it if you are relatively tech savvy. So what exactly even is cybersecurity? Everyone's talking about it, but what the heck even is it? And it's really just the protection of computer systems and networks from pretty much disturbances and breaches and stuff like that, pretty much just protecting against foul play. And so it is a really great industry to get into, and you really only need 2 certifications to at least maybe break your way into it. And that is the CompTIA Plus as well as the CYSA Plus. Those are the 2 baselines you'd really need to start looking into jobs, but those certifications are available to be taken online or at local colleges or programs near you. You just have to look them up because there's so many out there. You can just go ahead, look at some classes, and go ahead and get started. Last but not least, at number 7, we have being an elevator repairman. And this is a great career for people who are looking to try something new and want to work with their hands. So pretty much what you'd be doing as an elevator repairman is pretty much as you can imagine from the name, and that is maintaining, installing, and really just repairing elevators. And so the median annual salary for this is about $80,000 a year. And how to get started within this field is relatively simple. All you really need is a high school diploma or GED. And what you would do is you would be a part of a 4-year apprenticeship program, which is usually sponsored by either, like the employer or a union, and you would be getting on-the-job salary or on-the-job pay while you're learning all the rules and the ropes of how to become an elevator repairman. After that, the salaries can go up to over $124,000 a year, and it's a really lucrative career, hands-on. If you want to try something new, check it out.